All right, good afternoon and welcome to Around the World in 1000 Days, episode 2. I'm in a park because I'm looking for the shadow because it's a very hot and humid day. Today I actually want to tell you, please give me feedback on what topics you would like to discuss me in the shorts and in the podcast. Would you like me to talk more about tourism? Would you like me to talk more about sports? What topics would you like me to discuss? Please reply to the video with your suggestions for topics, because you are the ones who give me input for these videos. That's very much appreciated. So today I basically want to discuss 3 topics again. Firstly, I want to go over the last weeks and what my tips and tops would be. Secondly, I want to tell you something about my hostel, my accommodation again, and a related topic about how to stay young. And the third topic will be a peek into the future. I will give you some hints about what I will do in the future on the long term, these coming 1000 days. Topic 1, tops and tips of last week. So let's briefly review the last week and what I liked and what I didn't like. So first of all, as you might recall, I visited the Jewish museum, the Museum of Jewish History in Poland. And this was a nice introduction to the Treblinka extermination camp I visited next. And although the original extermination camp was destroyed, it was still very vivid when I walked around there to see how the situation was at that moment. So it was really confronting, because I was walking around and you could kind of like imagine how it went. They built the situation such that you would be able to get an idea of how the situation was. They really gave you a good feeling of this. So despite the fact that it was destroyed and nothing you really encountered was the real deal, it still was a very nice, or not nice, but impressive, fascinating way to get an idea of how cruel and harsh the reality was at that moment. I would definitely recommend you at a certain point in your life to see this, because I think it's a must-see for everyone, what people can do to one another, so that this can never happen again. What I did like a lot is the market square. So when I arrived in Krakow, I did a run, as you can recall, maybe, and then at the end of the run, I by surprise ended up at the market square, and this is one of the most and greatest places actually in Krakow. I think you have seen the pictures. It's very much alive. There's a lot of music, great views on castles, on churches, just great views. What can I say about it? Then, what I also liked last week was the hike in the national park, which was close to Warsaw. And this national park was well known for the spotting of moose. And actually people told me, well, it's widely advertised that there are moose around in this park, but we actually never really saw one. And I was walking around and I was hearing a lot of birds and insects, and actually saw a lot of insects as well. But I didn't see any foxes or wild boars or moose. But then at some point, when I actually kind of gave up and thought, okay, let's just enjoy this hike, the sunset came and I was entering this more open area again. And when I actually took a wrong turn and then turned right, I was in this open area and I saw a moose. And it was kind of amazing, and it went very soon. I couldn't really take a picture, but it made eye contact with me, and I will never forget this moment. It was a very, very nice moment. It will stay with me forever. Great. Then actually yesterday I visited the salt caves, which were also quite incredible. Do expect mass tourism, so you're like you're like guided around in big groups, and like cattle you're going from one place to the other. But it's still pretty incredible that you're walking through salt. Everything you see there is literally salt, and that was kind of amazing because they made all this incredible architecture out of this salt, churches, music, concert halls, etc. And you were deep under the ground, around 50 meters up until 100 meters, and everything they made themselves out of the salt. Also very much recommended. And of course I did a trail run as well, and this was really incredible. But after the pub crawl I did the night before, it was pretty intensive and I underestimated it, and I learned that my body actually can be tired. And maybe it was actually a bit too much, because today I'm exhausted. But it was a nice hike in the forest. It was very intense because I had to climb like 500 meters and then go down 500 meters again. But nice anyways. What I didn't like that much, I already mentioned it in the shorts as well, was the viewpoint from the tower of the town hall. There's also on the market square the tower of the town hall. The town hall itself is destroyed, and you have like a view over the market square from there, but actually you're literally looking at the market, and it's not the best viewpoint of them all. The other viewpoints, however, I should say, are fascinating and definitely worth a visit. Topic 2, the hostel and staying young. So here in Krakow, I ended up in this hostel with crazy young people. So I came into the room, and at some point also some young girls came into the room, and they were like looking at me. Oh my God, I hope he's not going to talk to me. So what I actually always do when such a thing happens, I stay quiet. I don't talk to them. I let the situation be the situation. And then the next time they come in again, and they're looking at me again. Oh, this old guy, what's he doing here? And then they say, boo, hurrah. And that's a very funny thing to do, and actually also see how they react to this. I recommend every old guy going to a hostel, or a middle-aged guy I should say, to do this and to play this game of young girls being very having a very awkward feeling by all the guys sleeping in such rooms. It's just a very nice experience. So how do you get into the group eventually, and how do you stay young? Well, first of all, as you saw yesterday, it was Saturday, and I hadn't shaved in a long time. And as you can see in the next picture, well, I look like 40. Right? 40 easily. But now, look at me with my shaved beard today, because of course always before this podcast I make sure I'm well shaved, and my teeth are brushed, I'm showered, everything is nice and tidy again. And well, I could go, I easily could go for 35. And now look what happens. Yes, I know, 25 easily. So there is no real miracle for staying young. Just put up some nice glasses, some cool glasses, and shave now and then. That's the basic ingredient for staying young. Topic 3, a peek into the future. So, as I told you at the beginning, I want to give you some impression of what's next, because there's a long time to go and a lot of fun to have together. Let me remind you again that your feedback on what topics you want to have in the shorts is very important for me. So would you like to have more focus on the sports? Would you like to have more focus on the tourism? Would you like to have more focus on both of them, or is it nice the way it is right now? So I can only really go on in a decent way if you tell me this, right? So this is something important for me to repeat. Okay, now let me give you some hints because I'm running out of time. Let's stay close to 10 minutes. First of all, so far we have seen a lot of cities and culture, and I do really like cities and culture, and especially the war history in Poland is very interesting. But I'm more a nature guy, to be honest. So in the coming weeks, I hope to go more into nature and to do hikes first of all. Also I would like to be around mountains, because in mountains there's also a lot of fun sport to do. For example, in the mountains I can go for hikes, I can go for trail runs, but I can also go for the extreme sports I mentioned in the first video of this 1000 days travel. So I can go into paragliding or skiing, or maybe I encounter some extreme sport office with some bungee jumping. All these things I really like to do in the near future, but of course I cannot really predict how it goes. It also depends on what the place I go to offers. But these are some things I'm really looking forward to do, because the last time I did a bungee jump, this feeling of being very tense, because I was really nervous when going up, and then at the end having this 3, 2, 1 bungee, and then all cramped up and then just jump and go. Definitely I want to experience this again, together with many other things you can do in the mountains, because I love mountains. I also love skiing, but that will last a while more. So thank you for watching again, and I hope to see you next week. And do give me your feedback about what you want to discuss in these podcasts and in the shorts. This evening you will see the next short. See you later.